Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Campus Care Ed Talks. Ed Talks is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints related to education and society. Our topic for the day is tackling the decreasing attention span of students. And to express her viewpoints on the same, we have with us Dr. Anuradha Mehta, ma'am, Principal of Red Roses Public School. A very warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. How are you doing? It's so
I'm fine.
good to
Thank
have you
you.
here.
It's wonderful to be there in Campus Care, back to INTAB. Recently, we were there for that wonderful conference and we enjoyed thoroughly. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Glad you enjoyed it. So, moving forward, ma'am, we're talking about the decreased attention span of students. So, do you think that technology has something to do with it, and how this technology, affects the attention span of people in general?
Right. It's a wonderful topic. First of all, thank you for this topic and selecting me to talk about it because it's very close to my heart. This technology and the span what the students are facing nowadays, because we see that especially in senior students, so this is going astray. See, the technology has given us a sense of connectivity, and we all know it, convenience, freedom, that was hard to imagine just a decade ago. So, but the benefits of digital revolution, it doesn't come without a cost. And we all know that it has transformed our lives for the better. So, several studies I've also learned, and it has revealed that technology like smartphones and tablets, they have the tendency to increase our absent mindedness, reduce our ability to think and remember, to pay attention to things, and regulate emotions. And most of us have also have our phones at our arm's length. We all know that when to reach them, and even the possibility of a message or a call or something happening on a social media is enough to divert our attention away from what we are doing. So we must understand that technology is not going anywhere. It is only going to get faster and more powerful. It's still too soon to completely understand the effects of digital dependence. To protect ourselves from technology's effect on our minds, we need to become more conscious of how we engage our devices. That is important. So, first thing is understanding how much we rely on our phone and from where we can work out if we need to start reducing our dependency. So, our overusage of technology damages the brain. That we know that brain system is the connection between emotions and understanding and attention. Decision making also is affected by this overusage of technology. Then is the constant use of technology has shortened our attention span as well. That I've read that from 12 minutes, it has come down to just 5 minutes. So, according to the studies, an adult maximum attention span is now 20 minutes. So, this calls for a change in the technology method, which needs to be interactive and engaging, which is very important. And I was thinking that some of the solutions might be that educators can use the micro learning method, because that micro learning is which involves splitting down bigger content into smaller pieces for easy consumption of the student. And there also needs to be a balance between content and approach, which should include multimedia presentations, interactive games, interactive sessions, some of the activities which are shown online. So these things I think can help a student or any person for the attention span.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absent mind being absent minded and decision making, everything, every little thing is affected when you have a short attention span. Moving
Right.
forward, ma'am, has this decreased attention span has also affected the educators?
Mm, a lot. With the pandemic, with the pandemic led shift to online modes
Yeah.
learning. There are, I'll just talk about for students first, and then we can go to educators. That this pandemic has on online modes of learning. There are concerns over the attention span of students. So majority of the teachers say that their students become fidgety and restless within 10 minutes of the class, and suddenly one of the student will just get up and scream, may I go to washroom, and the whole class gets distracted. So this attention reduction has changed the way the information is obtained, and I think this will definitely and ultimately affect the manner in which teaching and learning takes place in the class. So there are others who can be heard saying, went to one of the classes and one of the student was saying that let's forget uh, this classes and let's use YouTube lessons, and the YouTube lessons are better. And the reason is, I think, quite obvious that YouTube videos are shorter than the normal class, which is generally 45 minutes or maybe 1 hour also at times. And where studies that average attention span is reduced to just 8 to 10 minutes in this case. So while there is no denying that the average attention span is reducing, studies have also shown the advantages of this shorter span. It can be that now people have become used to learning things in a very small amount of time. So, meaning that they can focus on something being taught quickly and absorb it immediately, because if we tell the teachers that you just take out some part of the chapter and small contents and teach the student that way, so the key here being that the subject needs to be taught in a short span of time, and to get to the point right away, so that you are having small content which has to be taught. And if this has to be harnessed properly, then the advantages of digital learning can be far reaching and pave the way for a better future. And with more and more students gaining access to the internet, this digitization of education is happening at a very fast pace. And here the conflict arises with the parents, that I mean, how can the parents keep saying, how can they come out of their long cherished belief that e-learning and digital media do more harm than good? But we have to guide the parents as well. But we need to see that maximum potential is coming from digital learning, which we have to tell the parents. To mitigate the negative effects of internet, educators and parents must sit together and set restrictions, rules, boundaries to make technology more about learning and less about entertainment for students. So teachers and educators must focus on creating short, hyper focused learning modules, keeping in content as concise and engaging as possible by using video elements, interactive demonstrations, game like quizzes. They are fantastic to hold the attention of the modern learner. So I think for this, students should learn this. This is
Absolutely, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Very beautifully explained. I think when students are nowadays sitting in the classroom, they're always thinking that, there's this thought always in whether it's you are in a classroom, you're anywhere, the social media has affected us so badly. We are always just thinking, should I be there? Should I be here sitting, just doing my work, or should I be somewhere else, doing something
right.
better? So we always have this thought with us. So it's very hard.
Very, very important.
Absolutely, ma'am. And I think so. How do you suggest, ma'am? How do you think this issue can be tackled? For the educators.
See, first of all, regarding educators, all of us are talking about shorter attention span, but we must not forget that we as teachers have also been equally affected by the pandemic, and there is a drastic change in our behavior and attention span. So I think we ask ourselves at times that what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
So the reason is that the past almost 1.5 years or so, we also have been working from the comforts of our home. And there was no compulsion of getting ready for school formally, no commuting time, and most importantly, we were attending our household chores while officially being on duty. So, with the forming of school, the routine in between the classes have been disturbed. So, environment in the school, like too much learning gap, yeah, and reduced attention span among the students is another factor which the teachers are finding difficult to cope with. So, we as educators, we must understand that all this is a temporary phase which can be tackled with better planning and by deleting your and delegating more work to others. So, this way, the teachers can also cope up with the span. So, all this, if you're asking all this, how it has to be tackled, because as I had said earlier also, that if we are using these small modules and some activities online, so kids who struggle with attention often do better if they are given brief breaks for active play. So this I've seen in smaller classes like from third to fifth or sixth to eighth. We have seen that taking a break to bounce on an exercise ball, breaking up learning into chunks, and outdoor playtimes, or providing quick stretching or jumping jack break. So these things are very important in the classroom, and they can help the attention challenge student and they become focused. So we can start with like 10 minutes of active play before challenging task is done in the class. So all the students are geared up and they are ready to do their work. So when the children are struggling with a difficult task, clutter in the classroom or on the desk can make it impossible to keep the brain where it needs to be. See, a teacher is standing in front of you; she's teaching, and a child is can see a small paper lying somewhere or a water bottle. Someone is playing with that, so immediately their attention is diverted. And what happens that time? A torn paper, a piece of paper can become a bouncing ball for them, and an empty water bottle can be a bat, and the classroom will become a cricket ground for them and their imagination will go somewhere else. And so remove this unnecessary clutter and visual thoughts from the workplace. That is very important. Wherever the classroom, in the classroom, if these things are there, they have to be removed. This will give them fewer excuses that they were not able to focus when the teacher was teaching. So I think memory games help sharpen the focus for kids in a fun way so that they are able to concentrate when something challenging is presented to them. And even a simple game of red light, green light, or I spy, or Simon says, all these can help a child to concentrate if a teacher is playing these small games. Or these days we know that there is so much experiential learning going on in the classes. So if someone is asked to do some hands-on experience in the class, so that is definitely going to help the child. And memory catching cards also, we know that, or game concentration, so they all can be used to increase the attention of the child.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was very beautifully explained by you. It was a very lovely session with you. Thank you so much for sharing your viewpoints with us.
Thank you so much. And I just wanted to say in the end that it's only that first and foremost thing is to know your students, which is very, very important. That they should feel that their teacher genuinely cares for them and want to take them to the path of success. So, knowing your students will set the stage for the right interaction and shall make it easier for us to motivate them and arouse some enthusiasm for classroom activities. So, this novelty is going to bring back the lost interest in the studies.
Absolutely, ma'am. Very well said. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here today, for
Thank
taking
you.
out your time for us.
Thank you. I hope it was useful for some of them.
It was very wonderful, ma'am. And for
Did
all
do
the
that.
viewers watching us out, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stuff like this. Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.